Hey guys, what's up? This is Matt with Atlantis Pool and Spa, and I thought I would do a video really quick on those of you who just started your businesses and are looking to grow. There's one thing that I've learned over the years, and I've learned it from trial and error, and I've also learned it just from listening to people who have extraordinarily huge service businesses. And here's the tip I want to share with you. Focus on your business's repeat rate and your total book of business. What do I mean by that? Well, your total book of business is all the people who have ever called you and who you have ever done work for. Now, if you have a program that keeps track of such things like QuickBooks or, one of the other programs out there for billing, then you should have a database of all of your customers. Now, it's important when you add a customer to your database to put in the notes section what kind of customer they are, whether they're a pool customer, a hot tub customer, whether they're someone who is on weekly maintenance, or whether they're someone that just calls you now and then. It's important that you know these things because this data is important, and I'll tell you why. I have several customers that call me not call me, but I have customers that I only do work for only twice a year. Now, I corrected myself, and I'll tell you why. Initially, when you get the phone call from a customer, I'll have a customer call me and say, I need to have you do a drain, clean, and refill on my hot tub. How much do you charge? I go over my rates. I let them know how much I charge. I let them know what the service entails. I schedule it, and I go out there and I do the job. Now, what I do when I'm touching base with the customer after it's all finished, when I'm doing up my follow-up, I let them know that, listen, you should really have a drain, clean, and refill on your hot tub done every 4 months. If the hot tub's barely used, you might be able to stretch it to every 6 months, but it needs to be on a regular basis. Hot tubs, as you guys know, being water chemists, you know what happens with hot tubs with total dissolved solids and everything else. The water needs to be changed out regularly. So even if they don't want to be on a maintenance contract, as far as you go in there every week, they still need to have their hot tub drained, cleaned, and refilled regularly. So you let them know that, and then you ask the question, can I put you on a schedule where I will email you every 4 months and remind you for a drain, clean, and refill? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, that's fantastic. Yeah, I don't even have to think about it. And then every 4 months, you give them a call. Hey, Mrs. Smith, it's time for your drain, clean, and refill again. Do you mind if I come out and schedule that? And they will say, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking care of it. And then you do the job and you bill them. So you turned your 1 service call per year into 2 service calls. And not only that, now you have 2 opportunities to do various upsells. Now, you don't upsell people on things that they don't need, but if you see something that they need, then you, of course, approach them and you offer it to them and then you sell it to them. And now you might be thinking, okay, well, what's the big deal? You turn 1 service call into 2 service calls, or possibly 3 service calls per year now that you're on a regular basis. Well, when you maintain this list, what happens when you have now 100 people on this list? Let's say it's filter breakdowns. In California, everyone's on DE filters there. You charge to break down and clean their filters every 6 months, and you have your, $80, $100 charge, whatever it is in California right now, to do that. You're constantly calling them every 6 months on a rotating schedule, and you let them know it's time for their, breakdown of their filter. And if it's just 1 or 2 customers, it's not a big deal. But if you have 100 customers on that list, and you're constantly going through that list, constantly updating it, and constantly, calling these people and being in the forefront of their mind, here's a saying that I want you to remember. It's not their job to remember you. It's your job to be unforgettable to them, because they're not going to think about you all the time. They're going to think about you maybe when there's a problem, and when there's a problem, they might not even think about you. They might just go to Google and say pool service, and a list might come up. You might be on that list, but they might go with the next guy because they don't care. You have to be unforgettable. You have to be really good in the service that you provide and in your follow-up. So I have a lot of customers that I just do service work for a couple times a year. And when I look at my bottom line, I make a tremendous amount of profit on those customers who are just, winter openings or winter closings, spring openings, drain cleans and refills, these jobs that recur. When you look at the life cycle of this customer, when you look at them over the course of, several years, you've just made a ton of money on these guys. So it's all about repeat rate. The more often you do the same work for the customer over and over and over again, it's like a snowball. It just grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. So focus on your repeat rate, focus on building your lists, calling your customers regularly on those cycles, and getting that repeat business over and over and over again. Your bottom line will jump dramatically. Anyway, that's my tip for you. So God bless. Keep on taking care of those pools and hot tubs.